Hello everyone, my name is Min and I am your dead DM, and today we are going to talk about master copies. Now, as a quick aside before we get into the video, this is very experimental for me. I have a very loose script and I'm trying to channel in my inner art teacher for my day job and blend it with the way I like to do things for my YouTube channel, and I'm just gonna see if it works. This video may not be as entertaining as some of my others, or it could be more. Who knows? I just want to make this video. So, we're talking about master copies. And to start with that, we have to talk about referencing, copying, and tracing real quick. I feel like the hatred people get for tracing, referencing, and copying can be a little bit overblown. I only say this, mind you, because I'm around children a lot, and I feel like people have very hard opinions that if you trace or copy or reference, then you are a bad person. I feel like a lot of young artists, especially on the internet, see when someone is tracing, copying, referencing. Well, referencing is fine as long as you infuse your own inspiration and then make original art based on it. So we'll talk about copying and tracing. I feel like a lot of young artists that want to be artists, want to be original, see people trace and copy and get backlash and think anyone who does that at all, period, is bad. And that's not the case, and I know a lot of people have made videos about this concept, but that's not the case. There's a lot more nuance to it. Now, it's not a debate that if someone copies and traces and plagiarizes and steals and sells work that does not belong to them, there's no debate that's bad. That's bad. That's a bad thing to do. However, you can copy and trace for the sake of learning. Learning is an important step on an artist journey. It is one that an artist never finishes. As an artist, you will always be improving and learning more. And I feel like to help anyone struggling between that stage, master copies are a good learning step. So what is a master copy? What does that mean? My information about this is coming directly from my memory from my Drawing 2 class in college. I went to the Savannah College of Art and Design. Normally in my videos, if you've seen other videos of mine, I am very history heavy. I normally have references. You can look this up on your own and find similar information for what I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to say right now, what I am about to say to you comes from my memory of my college experience. I learned about master copies in my Drawing 2 college class. On the screen, you will see where I am cycling through some of the drawings I did during that assignment. We had an assignment where we had to do several master copies. You will see those assignments being placed on the floor, and kind of the rough history of it is that long ago, art education consisted of a master artist teaching an apprentice through repetition and replication. It was a mix between those two, having someone do something over and over again and having someone recreate something that already existed. That was the main teaching techniques back then. That's why you see a lot of Middle Ages and Renaissance arts that look similar. That's why. And I say, as a strong opinion, that it's still a really good teaching technique. It can still be seen used in modern days. I had in my life drawing class a teacher who, when he was young, was part of a master-apprentice relationship where he learned to draw through master copies. But in my Drawing 2 class, I struggled with the master copy assignment a lot. At the time, I felt very unoriginal and guilty for having to copy another artist's work. It was a very big inner turmoil for me, especially if you watched my last storytime video where I talked about being a young art tracer on DeviantArt and then working my way out of that phase. I had a lot of guilt for the concept of copying and tracing. But even as I tried my hardest on the assignment, I got very frustrated when the pieces would look off. And I will never forget what my professor said to me. She saw me struggling with the assignment, struggling with me struggling with how I was doing it, and she came over to me and explained, "You are not copying the work as a reference. You are trying to break down and understand the technique that artist used. You are studying how they make their hatch marks, you are studying how they draw, you are studying how they think, and you are studying how they use their medium." And that kind of clicked for me, the way she explained it. That clicked for me that it wasn't about stealing the work, it wasn't about even copying the work, it was about understanding how they made the work. And I think every young artist should not have to, I don't think anyone has to do anything as far as art goes, I don't think. at least on the step to becoming a true artist. I think take it at your own pace. Anyway, but I do think it's a good step to make master copies, to replicate and copy other people's work for the sake of learning, for the sake of finding yourself as an artist. I would recommend, if anyone watching this video is interested in doing it, you should start with an old master's piece. You should find maybe a Degas piece or a Leonardo piece or any of the old artists, and really like break down their drawings. I recommend them because they have pretty decent anatomy, and you can just learn a lot from doing it. In the background, I am not using an old master's work. I'm doing a master copy of Glenn Keane. I'm pretty fond of Glenn Keane's work. If you've never heard of him, he is a phenomenal, I don't know if he still works for Disney, but he is a phenomenal animator that worked for Disney during like Little Mermaid and all of those like big hype movies. If you saw my History of Black Animators video, I mentioned his name alongside Ron Husband. They were in the training program together. Glenn Keane he has such a unique way of drawing and animating. His sketches have so much life to them, and I definitely recommend checking out some of his work. I'll have a link to his Tumblr page down below where I found the piece I'm referencing. But yeah, so it's not just limited to old masters, though I do recommend you start there. You can look at anyone's art and try and replicate it for the sake of education. You can do mine, you can do anyone's. I know a lot of people get very tense about their own work, so maybe don't post your master copies. It is an education, it is not a clout kind of thing. But yeah, you can teach yourself a lot looking at other people's art and by trying to copy other people's art. And then you can apply those techniques to your own art. And I think that's all I had to say. So yeah, if you like this video, feel free to let me know if you like this format of art education video, or if you prefer my more scripted things. There is a link to my Discord server below where if you would like to talk to me about art education, if you would like to get critique on things, I am normally free to do so. And I would love to see, if you do master copies, I would love to see your progress. If you want to stick around, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day.